Hi, I'm Todd Heitkamp, the owner of Dakota Angler here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, with this week's 2-minute fishing report. Well, folks, this past week has been a tale of two different types of weather seasons, to say the least. Last week we got hit with the polar vortex, and then late last week into the weekend had some really nice days, especially on Saturday, and now this week we're getting hit with the cold again. And so that roller coaster temperature ride and barometric pressure roller coaster ride is really taking a toll on the fishing, and especially a lot of the reports because a lot of people did not go out last week with the cold weather. But some of the people that did go out, some of the lakes that produced walleyes included Waubay, Bitter, Reed, Enemy Swim, a few at Indian Springs, as well as 81 ponds, especially late afternoon and evening and overnight. Ponset, Thompson, Sinai, Twin, which is the trophy lake, remember, and then also East Oakwood, a few there, as well as Drive by Willow Lake, and then also North Island. As far as the perch bite is concerned, that's probably been the most consistent, but even that's been affected by the weather. Carson Slough, North Hazelton, Bitter, Pius, Big Stone, Waubay, Spirit Lake, which is just north of DeSmet, then also Thompson, Ponset, Whitewood, and then also Spirit Lake in northwest Iowa have all produced some really nice perch lately. And then as far as the crappie bite is concerned, Sinai afternoon, especially I should say, late evening as well as early morning. Otherwise, Thompson and Ponset have been producing a few crappie there as well. And now what have guys been using to catch the panfish, the perch, and the crappie? A lot of pilkies, halies, in other words, drop chain lures, and then also a lot of tungsten, as we've talked about all year long. And that includes a lot of the guys have been using some of the Wonderbread colors from Acme, as well as also some of the tungsten from VMC. And as far as bait, waxworms, maggots, and small minnows, and we have plenty of that on hand. In this week's version of Todd's Tackle Tips, we're going to talk about how weather affects fishing, and a lot of people have been asking me about this lately because of the fronts coming through so often. Again, folks, it has to do with the barometric pressure. And being the weather forecaster, I need to tell you is that there's no forecast for barometric pressure. But the one thing that you can use to help you determine whether or not the pressure is falling or rising is the direction of the wind. And that's the key. If the pressure is falling, the fish will bite best. If the pressure is rising, the fish will bite the least. It's a higher pressure, more weight pushing down on that fish, and so they're less hungry. So how do you tell that? Well, look at the direction of the wind. If the wind is out of the south, that means the pressure is falling. It's out ahead of the storm. When the wind switches to the west or northwest, that means the pressure will begin to rise. So some of the better days are going to be out ahead of that snowstorm when the wind is out of the south. But when the wind switches around to the west and northwest, and then it becomes really light, when the wind becomes really light, those are your highest pressure days. Those are the days when it's bright and sunny and there's not a speck of wind around. Those are going to be your toughest bite days. So keep that in mind and watch for the forecast of the wind direction, or better yet, you can also pay attention to when you're out there fishing. If the wind is out of the south, the fish will come to you. When the wind is out of the north, northwest, you need to go looking for the active fish. Now it's time to take a look at a few photos that you sent in to me this past week. And remember, folks, if you'd like your photo included in next week's version of the 2-Minute Fishing Report, please send it to me. Send it to todd@dakotaangler.com or post it to our Facebook wall. And if I use your photo, your name will be entered into a monthly drawing for a $25 gift certificate. And before we end this week's report, I want to remind you of our ongoing ice fishing sale. A lot of our inventory, I should say all of our inventory for ice fishing is on sale, including our shacks. We have shacks at unbelievable prices. Also augers, electronics, rods, reels, tackle is all on sale. So make sure you stop on by and take advantage of the great sales. If you have any questions, you can check us out on the web as well. And our website address is dakotaangler.com, or feel free to give us a call at 605-336-9132. Well, folks, that's this week's version of the 2-Minute Fishing Report. For Dakota Angler, I'm the owner, Todd Heitkamp, and as we say around here, fish on! We'll see you next time, and again, thanks for watching.